absolute filth, absolute rubbish,
Well,
and
it appears
absolute
that
lies.
the ABC is acting directly as an arm of government.
Well, the ABC
that's
do
all I
it
can say.
subliminally. They're very, very clever.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, the what's that name of that? Sorry, I've just gone blank. The comedy show, War on the Chasers, War on Everything.
Okay, yeah.
On their logo, they've got Osama bin Laden, John Howard, Bush, and Schapelle. So Schapelle.
Oh, that's
you're
outrageous.
Allowed to ridicule, you're allowed to ridicule Osama bin Laden, Bush, and Howard because he's a politician, and Schapelle's there as well. So it just reinforces it to the general public. Oh you know, that she's something to laugh at.
Yeah.
Outrageous. That is just unforgivable that they would do that.
Oh, look, it breaks your heart when you know that she's innocent, and the way that the Australian public and the way the media treat her, you know, sort of thing, just the jokes that go around, you know, sort of thing, and people can laugh at it. And, you know, I used to think that Australia was a pretty good place to live and that people we stood up for a fair go and we looked after our mates. And it's quite the opposite now. It's like stab them in the back while they're down. That's the motto. What we get from reading feedbacks from magazines and so forth, and you get on the net and you read what people say. And, you know, like the question, should Australian government bring Schapelle home to serve a time in Australia? And, you know, 56% of Australians are saying, no, let her rot in hell. Like, for a bag of dope. It's just abhorrent. And the question's abhorrent.
Look, and this is the thing that I said today to a mate. You know, whether she's guilty or not, if we put aside everything, it is a bag of dope, folks. It's a bag of dope, however big it is, and we've all got. I mean, it's the biggest drug in Australia apart from alcohol and cigarettes. You know, everyone has had a smoke here and there. You know, or know someone who smoked and is a successful normal person, and to say that this person deserves to rot in a jail over in Bali, whether she's guilty or not, is so demented and is against human rights, general basic human rights. And
we wouldn't do it to a prisoner of war.
Exactly.
Look, let's just finish the last 20 seconds or so of this outrageous ABC piece. There might just be a couple more interesting nuggets we can get out of it. I'll just continue.
Flight records for Michael Corby Sr. He travelled to Bali on September the 4th, 2004, just 4 weeks before Schapelle Corby was arrested at Denpasar Airport. Before he died, Michael Corby Sr. denied having anything to do with the drugs found in his daughter's boogie board bag.
Never touched that bag. Never seen it. Never had nothing to do with the bloody bag.
Michael Corby Sr.'s cousin says he's sorry for Schapelle Corby and believes she simply followed her father into the drug trade.
Honestly, I don't think Schapelle would have known any different, you know, because she would have been around drugs all her life.
Michael Corby Sr. was never convicted or jailed on drug trade offences. However, his now infamous daughter was not so lucky and is due for release in another 16 years. John Stewart, Lateline.
Well, there we have it. The world according to John Stewart. Now, a couple more claims there, Sean, to look at. One that Mick travelled to Bali 2 weeks before Schapelle. And
4 weeks, 4 weeks before.
Yeah.
Well,
now, is there anything sinister in that?
Oh, yeah, I'm not sure, but I imagine he did go over there. The thing was, Michael had spinal cancer, and it was going to his brain. He was on huge amounts of drugs, and he used to go from one, prescription drugs, of course, from one level to another to try and control the brain, to control the pain. So every now he was. Can you imagine just Michael's situation? When you hear that piece where he's going, "I know, it had nothing to do with the drugs, Schapelle," he's just screaming that.
Absolutely.
Well,
yeah.
Your daughter's been thrown in jail. You've got this terrible disease that's killing you, that's attacking your brain, and you're on massive painkillers to try and control it. And you've got these reporters coming over and asking you, like, did she do it? That's the thing. He's just, you can imagine the pressure that he's under.
Absolutely. And the wording at the end there was something like, Michael was lucky he was never put in jail. So there's the premise is that he's guilty by this reporter. That absolutely guilty. We don't need a jury. We don't need the the concepts of the Magna Carta here.
We don't need any police report.
We just don't need any. I'm going to say he was very lucky he was never put in jail, but his daughter was not so lucky. I mean, just the whole premise is so disgusting. Absolutely. That's such a journalist. He should be everyone should go up to this reporter and ask him and put a camera in his face and really ask him some tough questions.
Well, that's one of the things I'm proposing to do. We are change style, Josh, because I think he works in Sydney, and we want to track him down.
Yeah, and put the tough questions on him and put a camera in his face, because this guy needs to come to some answers. This is so it's really a disgusting, despicable man that would do something like that to a fellow human being.
Well, yeah. Look, and by the way, Lateline issued an apology about a week later, but it was a 30-second apology.
10-second apology.
Yeah, maybe 10 seconds. It was so quick you'd probably miss it if you blinked. But they I don't know why they did it. Perhaps were they pressured by Mercedes or anyone, or?
I'm not sure, but I mean,
right.
I'm not sure exactly why. But I think they just had to because it was a pack of lies.
Because it's suable. It's suable.
Yes, I think they did it to cover themselves. Yeah, I think they.
So if you don't say sorry, then it's an absolute suable offence to report it's slander.
They reported something on the 6 o'clock show, whatever, on the drive show, whatever it is, on the evening of on the ABC, and
right.
They did a rebuttal on it at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, really?
They apologised for their story at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Is that when they broadcast the apology?
That's when they broadcast an apology. Yeah, one such apology. I forget exactly.
Oh my God.
What they said, but they said it at 6 o'clock at night. And then they broadcast their apology at 4 in the morning.
Well, that's done for legal reasons, isn't it? They're basically just protecting themselves against being sued. But the damage what they've done is so severe, and I don't know. I mean, obviously, that was only shortly after Mercedes had just won the case against Channel 7. She probably didn't want to go into another giant legal battle. Can
I just say this?
Yeah.
People think that the Corbys are money hungry. Nothing could be further from the truth. And, I can imagine people going, it's the court case was never about money. The court case was about, she just couldn't put up with these lies. Like, she's over there in Bali, and she hears these stories about defaming her, and which is having an effect on her sister, Schapelle. So she just wanted it to be known, to be brought out. Like, it could have, if it went the wrong way for her, it could have been, terrible. Channel 7 tried to not let her sue. They said they wanted her to have to come up with $100,000. This is a week before the trial, because she's at risk of flight because she lives in Bali, and they wouldn't be able to regain their money if they won the court case. And the judge said no. But just getting back to Mercedes,
sure.
I digressed there a little.